It began quietly, in an unassuming home, the home of a minister at that. Reverend Samuel Parris had arrived in Salem Village only a few years earlier. He was severe and single-minded. He maintained a strict household, and his sermons were heavy with warnings of sin and corruption. Those who attended often left with the uneasy sense that the forces of darkness were always lurking around, too close for comfort. With him lived his wife Elizabeth, his daughters Betty and Susanna, his son Thomas, and his niece Abigail, along with 2 enslaved servants, Tituba and John Indian. It was during this particularly cruel winter that the girls Betty and her cousin Abigail began to behave strangely. What seemed childish nonsense at first, fits of laughter, whispers behind closed doors, small annoyances that could have been dismissed as imagination, grew into a more troubling and erratic behavior. The girls would scream suddenly and without warning. They twisted into violent contortions and claimed to be pinched by invisible hands. Their cries echoed in the household at night, cries that no prayer could appease. A physician was summoned to tend to them, but after an exhaustive examination he could find no illness. There was no fever, no cold or injury, nothing that might explain the strange affliction overtaking the girls. And so, in deeply puritanical fashion, he reached for the explanation that made the most terrible sense to the people in Salem, one that would write the name of the village in history forever. Once the word was spoken, it spread like a cold winter through an open door.